Hello, everybody. This is IGC Justice Love, also known as Justice Love, here with Big Tim on another Wacky Tabacky episode. Timmy, please take us away.
Go for it, Johnny. Hey, John, and everybody out there, you seen these new Google glasses?
Yeah, I thought about the Google glasses, they seem good in retrospect, but in actuality, it seems to me that if you actually had them on and were like searching up some explicit material or something, and you walked in front of a bus and got hit by said bus, the first thing the cops would do is check your glasses, hard drive.
That might be awkward. Yeah, that's definitely true. In which case I don't intend on walking around with mine on. But yeah,
it'd be awkward
now
and you'd be dead.
Well, the dead part's not such a big deal. It's the awkward and the stories that would be told afterwards. Yeah, that's where it's at. On the other side, for our viewers that are, that we really appreciate you guys sticking with us as we're building, because as you know, we're still under construction. Each broadcast that we do, and this is number 4, episode 4, we are trying to stretch the boundaries of our software. As you know, I'm in Indiana, and John is down in Arizona. We have many listeners that now are from New York to California. So we're basically taking a couple forms of software, meshing them together, and trying to make this work.
Yeah,
and so that's what we're doing right now. So we want you to be, well, I still have some viewers that will be calling or texting because they still haven't made an account with Twitch TV. So they're looking for the easier ways to get in on the show, which is understandable. We're basically doing things with the technology that just is new, and we're stretching it, and we appreciate your patience. But we want people to understand this is an experiment in webcasting, and you're just a part of it. So bear with us. It's live TV, and things happen live that you just don't anticipate on. So anyway, back to the news. With these Google glasses, do you know, check this out, John, do you know these things were actually, the patent was put in, you're going to love this, back in 2006. It took 6 years for our government to say, okay, you can make it.
That's not surprising. I mean, how long did it take them to issue out the Colt 45 back in the day, as opposed to say Tupperware or something? It took Tupperware 15 years to get fully patented.
It's absolutely, it's insane. I mean, here are glasses that are voice activated. You put them on your face. You can, whatever you're looking at, okay? There's a little window that comes up in your top right of your glasses, so you can actually view the screen of what the glasses are. They're looking at what you're looking at. So basically, it's 2 views of what you're looking at, except you can tell glasses snap a picture. Glasses will take a picture. You can tell the glasses videotape. They will. So basically, I mean, this is the preponderance of basically filming your memories. Because what happens is here, everything that you're actually looking at, they are filming from first perspective.
That would be awkward if you went to the bathroom with them on.
Yeah. Absolutely, or just any awkward thing that you forgot you were wearing the glasses at, you can no longer, if you're wearing these things and getting online and sharing the view with somebody, you can't get away with the, oh yeah, I'm leaving now, or this, that, that crap's out the window now, so you can't get away with the old excuses that we used to use on either cell phone or computer. But yeah, it's interesting. Apple put out their patent in 2006. The IBM compatibles, I don't have an exact date, but I would guess it was around 2005, 2006. So everyone's jumping on this technology as of 2006, and they had to wait 6 years for our government
to wait 6 years?
6 years, yeah. I'm sorry, you got me going with that lead in, and I'm thinking, geez, if I was wearing these things, what would I be doing now? But yeah, it's real interesting to see. Imagine if they'd actually been able to make it when they invented it. We would have had a 6-year jump on it, and we would actually be all using these things now. But these are the lucky things that we deal with now in supposedly the land of the free. Okay, We're landed free. These things would have been made 6 years ago, and we would have been on to the next tier of technology.
But yeah, well, see, I can see a few problems with that. There's people, whenever they're driving they have problems with texting and taking phone calls and doing all that already and getting into accidents. What's going to happen when you put a computer on their face while they're driving?
Well, exactly. You're going to have always some idiot that, I mean, even though he's doing everything from his glasses and the glasses are registering, you always have somebody that's double checking. You know, it's like when you're texting, you double check that you're spelling and stuff. So yeah, they're all going to be, instead of looking out the glasses, they're going to be looking up to the top right, slamming into vehicles all over the United States. Should be fun. Get ready. Yeah. Love new technology. Can't wait till they come out with rocket packs.
I can't wait till they put on the electronic toaster that has Java so you can play asteroids on it while you wait for your toast.
Works well. Works well. Nice toasty brown on both sides.
Did you know that somebody tried to put a patented gaming toaster out onto the surplus?
I love it.
It got shot down because it took 4 plugins to get it working, and it had to be hooked up to speakers. And it caused 90% of the home fires that house was in.
Hey, man, I mean, you know, our technology now burns down houses with some of the stuff that we got, so ain't no big deal. You know, yeah, keep working on those ideas, and eventually you're going to find some stuff that's quite interesting. But, yeah, tonight we're also going to have some guests on. The demographics raging now. That's why you notice me watching my language a little bit tonight. I'm actually going to have my son on, Sean Donahue, that's out of Pennsylvania, and a few of his friends, Sean and his group. Sean's 15. His friends Caleb, Caleb 1 and Caleb 2. We won't tell you what those monikers are for, but those Calebs will be on and some friends of theirs. And, yeah, so it should be an interesting show. We're definitely stretching the software to get so many of our people on and guests and viewers so that they can actually call in, talk in. I mean, this is exciting. I'm finding it exciting. What about you, John?
Well, I'd find it more exciting if I didn't have to explain to everybody how to get to where everything is.
Tell me about it. Tell me. I get phone ringing and texts coming in. People still trying to hit me through Facebook, which is all well and good. I don't mind. Just, you know, look, they're at least trying to reach the show, and for that, you know, I give them kudos for that, or kudos, whichever. You say tomato, I say tomato, whatever.
Well, you see, my thing is, I literally just got asked. See, because
John,
yes,
please talk about your thing on the air, but please go on.
I stay at my friend's house every now and then. You know, we get drunk, we have fun, and he just
didn't.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! You've been trying to peg me on this for years. Stop it!
That didn't sound right neither.
He just Skyped me asking. He's really, really drunk right now. He's like, dude, where's my bathroom? I'm like, okay, here's what you do. You get in your car, you drive down Highway 191, you go for about 45 minutes, take a right on the dirt road, take a left at the prison, and then pull into that driveway. Okay? Then you knock on that house, you walk in, even if nobody answers it, and then you go pee on the carpet.
There you go. Well, yeah, as long as you help people out like that, you know.
And he just Skyped me again saying, I can't find my keys.
You're a good dumb look. You know, with drunk people, it's really easy. Look in your pocket.
I told him look in the fishbowl, and there it was.
There you go. That's it.
I was like, why are you have a fishbowl in the freezer?
Yeah, that's another one of those people where a penny for your thoughts. I think I'm overpaying applies.
Unless you're using with hey pennies. I said, hey penny, get over here and smack this guy. I think I used that one last time.
Yeah, I think you did. Okay. Is that the Big Lebowski's house? Yeah, that's the Big Lebowski right there.
Who's the Big Lebowski?
Wow, showing your age again. Big Lebowski. Oh, I am so sorry. That wasn't directed to me, John. That was to you.
Who's Big Lebowski?
I guess it's you. All right. We have Mr. Browning on. We have Mr. Donahue on, we have...
You're Mr. Donahue. Wait, is that your dad in the background?
No, we'd have to dig him up.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately.
So the ghost that I'm seeing behind you is just
Pretty
another
soon,
ghost.
Don't feel. Pretty soon, it's me you're gonna have to be digging up. But yeah, we've got my son on, who's sitting there in the green room.
And by green, he means weed. Notice how serious his face is.
Yes, I have. See, what I've been doing to make up for those that don't know how to go to Twitch TV and just make an account so they can watch it live, or get into the chat room. I'm leaving my personal Facebook open, and I got quite a few people coming to it. And just to go back to Mr. Browning, yes, I know about The Big Lebowski. I know about Jeff Bridges. I know about the movie, dude. Okay, I know exactly what it was about, dude. Oh, wait, interruption right here. On several of the last episodes, a lot of people were like, hey, I noticed you smoking there. What are you smoking? Some people out there are getting the wrong idea, okay? I roll my cigarettes because when cigarettes are going anywhere from $6, $7 all the way up to $12 a pack, I'm rolling my own cigarettes. That is the only thing I am smoking is tobacco. So let's get that one straight. This is a kind of family-oriented show if you're dysfunctional.
Well, he likes to say that he's only smoking tobacco. He wishes he was smoking something else, but he's not. Unfortunately, he can't afford the $5 it takes to walk down. Well, it's not really walking so much as rolling, on an electric chair.
Yeah. You got to remember, everything's electronic on this end, buddy. I'm trying to George Jetson as much as I can.
I wouldn't say George Jetson. Maybe like that kind of trash can that you step on and the lid pops up.
Got you. Got you.
I hate that beep. I really do.
Buddy, I can't, like I say, why don't you, real quickly, one more time after already doing it 100 times, give directions to our audience and to our friends on how to monitor this live and how to go to the chat room so you don't have to hear these coming up through either Facebook or Twitter, and they can go right to the chat room and watch the live video, watch the chat come up real time. So go ahead, give them some direction on how to get there easily.
All right. First you got to do, stop being an idiot. Second you got to do, stop being an idiot. Third you got to do, go to your web.
Third step. No. Third step for those that have been with us even a longer time and don't know how to do it, stop being an idiot.
Okay.
There you go.
Now, number four, okay? Go to your web browser and open up a new tab. In the address bar, the thing where the web address is, if you're on Facebook, it says Facebook.
Hated it.
It goes at the Facebook. Type in this URL, www.twitch, that's TWITCH.TV, that's television, /, that's your question mark without the shift button. WackyTabackyMedia. WackyTabackyMedia. And as soon as you put that in, press the enter button. You push the enter button, and then you make an account, and then there we are for your viewing pleasure. It's so glorious.
I am just... How the hell did we make it to 2013 and people can't figure out how to use their laptops other than to hit a button that's marked Facebook or Skype?
Honestly, I think I ran into somebody the other day who didn't even know how to turn it on. Somebody had switched out the label for the power button with the off switch.
Yeah. Well, I've got a good friend of mine. I've got a good friend of mine who's even older than me, which means he farts dust.
Who, Dennis?
His little moniker is so we won't use his real name, is Sobonim. And he is so convinced that he knows how to use a computer because he knows how to access Facebook and Yahoo.
Well, Sobonim is in the Twitch chat, so you're an idiot!
Well, you know what? Then, kudos to him, so all right, there we go. See, we're actually educating our audience as long as trying to entertain, trying to educate, trying to stretch the boundaries of the software. So tonight, like I say, we'll be talking mostly about the Google's glasses. We'll be talking about this gun control that's a highly inflamed situation because so many people feel so strongly about it. I look at it this way: as far as gun control, if there's anything about guns, I want to control it. Gun control. That's the way it should work. But we'll get all your opinions and your texts and your messages and hear what your point of view is. So go ahead, John. Roll where you want to go with
all
that.
Right. Now, Sabanam, who I could barely read his name because he put it as an ugly-ass turquoise green. Ugh. Asks,
now,
what's the subject? I'm going to let you answer that one because this is your favorite one to answer.
Okay, yeah. Okay, for the 125th time.
26th, you did one 5 minutes ago.
You're right. I apologize, John. My calculator's kind of broken. But seriously, though, for the 126th time, our subject matter reflects what you, the listeners, want to discuss. The reason I decided to go with Google Glasses and the gun control for tonight was we're not getting that much input. We have everybody asking, what should I ask, and this, that, and the other thing, and asking technical questions, but we don't have anyone trying to bring up a subject. If you have a subject you'd like to discuss, like why is your Peter so small, no problem. Got the answer to that right here. But whatever question you have, just pose it in the chat, and we'll bring it up. We'll discuss it, and we'll discuss it intelligently and somewhat unintelligently, because that's my job. But yeah, whatever subject matter you, the listeners, want to discuss, just bring it up. Come into the text and text us your questions, phone us your questions, and but until you guys come up with the subject matter you want to discuss, I'm going to be greedy, and I'm going to discuss what I'm going to want to discuss, because I'm Tim Donahue, and being Tim Donahue wants to discuss certain things that only Tim Donahue knows about, because right now this is Tim Donahue's vehicle to discuss what Tim Donahue wants to discuss. Right, John?
Yeah, actually, they're bringing up some topics now, so I've just been letting you rant for the past 10 minutes.
Just justice. What do you see what I'm saying? I mean, all it takes is a little bit of spoon feeding. It's amazing.
Okay, so we have two things. Solomon was, well, excuse me. I was making a sandwich.
Yeah, he's always making a damn sandwich.
And Wrong Turn 45420 asks, how do I get my rectum bigger?
Oh, that's quite easy. Actually, we can hook you up with Sabanim. And he can give you 3 easy lessons, starting with his foot in your ass.
What's the second lesson? I'm confused. If I'm paying $20,000, what are yours?
If you're paying $20,000, I'll discuss whatever the hell you want.
All right, okay. So, big news, we just hit a milestone. 10 viewers on the stream today, right now. Congratulations, me. I know that's... Oh, we just lost one.
One just passed away, and we definitely want to give our condolences to his family. But absolutely, this is fantastic. Why don't you do me a favor? Okay, we brought up the Google glasses. Let's
do the gun control. They wanna hear about the gun control.
They want to hear about the gun control. All right. Well, let me ask you a question. Like I say, I'm 49 years old. I have my own view of gun control, and we had, I don't know, born and raised up to the 1960s and 70s. Peace movement, civil rights. Basically, you had more freedoms, a lot more freedoms than you have now. I was raised with a gun. I think I had a gun in my hand at 6 or 7 years old. And my kids will tell you that I can put a gun on a table and shoot something at 200 feet and hit it in one shot without aiming. Just pick up the gun and shoot at it. And when politically the shit hits the fan, and God forbid we have any cataclysms or something where you're going to need to be able to handle a gun. If you have all this gun control and you're making guns supposedly a bad thing, how are people, A, going to defend themselves, B, defend the country? I mean, when people go into the military, you don't hear them saying, no, 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 that's a bad thing. Okay, when they come out of the military, they still have that, I mean, they're trained now that they shouldn't. As long as it's good for the government, yes, or more power to you. But the minute you become an individual, they don't want you to have arms. And that, to me, is just, that's a very dangerous plot to go under. What's your opinion on that, John? I mean, your age range, like I said, I'm 49. You're 21, right?
No,
22.
I'm gonna be 21 in July, actually.
I apologize. Well, you were in the Air Patrol and all that.
Civil
I'm
Air
sure.
Patrol. If you're gonna disgrace them, do it right.
Exactly. Well, I was in the Boy Scouts.
Okay, I was in Civil Air Patrol for 4 years, which is an auxiliary of the Air Force for people ranging from 12 to 21, and then they can go into the adult program called senior members. They're called senior members, but you can be a senior member at like 25, which I never understood because their skin's not sagging toward the underworld. The other guys are, but theirs not.
Right.
Anyway, so I was brought up. My dad was growing on the farm. I was raised doing carpet cleaning and doing everything else that comes with it. Furniture, upholstery, air ducts, tile, flood and water mitigations, mold and fire and smoke mitigations. So, and I was raised around several different aspects of the country. I've toured the U.S. more than once. And I found that if we aren't able to have guns at all, I fear that we're going to be under threat of attack from any of our major enemies throughout the world.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you want somebody, or if they're eventually going to use a weapon, they should be trained on how to use it. They should be respectful of it. They really need to be at home with it. And that's what my fear is right now, is that we're taking this, by taking these these gun controls and putting them into effect, you're basically neutering the public. I mean, it is straight off as that. You just, simple as that. You're just neutering the public.
All right, Timmy, I just sent you a link. I want you to click that link like a mouse.
Yeah, got it. I'm sitting here handling, because I've got people texting in text boxes too, and I'm trying to give them right directions. So I'm sitting here typing on the keyboard, talking to you, and trying to keep one thought in my head at a time instead of bouncing all over like a bipolar polar bear.
Well, the only reason I sent you that is so that you could reply to everybody in chat without having to go through me. So I sent you the pop-out version of the chat box.
Right. I got it. I got you.
Awesome.
I have two different rooms open right now, but absolutely. So, I mean, what are your thoughts? I mean, those are John's thoughts. Those are my thoughts. Sabanem, I know one of the listeners, is very adamant about his position on gun control. There we go. When the gun is out of all people's hands, then it will revert to the sword and knife. And that's absolutely true. I mean, it's like anything else. Whenever the government says, no, 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 you can't, it just reverts to the underground sources. You know what I'm saying? Let's put it this way. Criminals have guns, don't they?
I find it easier to run away from somebody with a gun than running away from somebody with a sword. Because if somebody's coming at you with a sword, what the hell are you going to do? You see like 2.5 feet of raw, pure, terrorizing steel coming at you. You're going to be like, oh, I don't know what to do.
I'll be honest with you. The funny thing is, I mean, with Sabanem making that remark, for him it's no big deal because that SOB knows how to work a sword really, really, really well. So he might end no, not like this guy. He might end up becoming like dictator of the United States in the end up.
All it takes is one lucky arrow, and then you're dead. That's all it takes.
Now this gentleman, okay, good friend of mine, is 53 years old. He says you take the sword and the knife, you take all the protection away from the individual person. What do we do about alien invasion? So, and by the way, that's not how you spell it.
I know he's been misspelling things the whole show. It's horrible.
Yeah. So yeah, I absolutely. I mean, I think everybody is in total agreement. Now let's go to the we went up to the age of 53. Let's bring it down to a 15-year-old. Can you bring Sean in?
Let me see, Sean, if you are there, please talk through the ventrilo.
Who's Wrong Turn? I'm loving Wrong Turn. Would Wrong Turn like me to step out into traffic and get hit by a car? I think they're trying to tell me to step out and to possibly commit Harry Carey or something. So no, okay, good. I'm glad. Actually, I just a train. Trains are good. Makes it much quicker. I appreciate that.
I don't like trains. They're too slow and too loud.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit exciting. Not
I'm
to mention,
here. Good morning, America.
That's Sean. He's not talking voice. He's typing in.
Oh, that's
or
fine.
full up the plane. Hey, Wrong Turn. How about giving me a clue as to who you are, so at least I know exactly who wants me dead. It's just convenient for me to know. This way I can see you coming.
All right, now Sobonim, I'm pretty sure a sword only has a magazine size of 1. And you have unlimited ammo.
No. No, they're trying to limit, with this new legislation, they're trying to limit the amount of bullets in your chamber. Now, I understand his thought with that, but, I mean, currently, I mean, my last rifle, I believe, held 15 or 17 rounds in it, and if I can't take out who I need to with those 17 rounds, then I deserve to die. Oh, God in heaven. Okay, I already know who Wrong Turn is, and I know why he asked me to step in front of a car and in front of a train, because I taught him Tai Chi under some very trying conditions some while back. And, yeah, he ended up, I like that because he's a good, almost 30 years younger than me. Decided that he wanted to show me that age, because he stands about 6'5", 6'7", and put me in a full Nelson and said, see, that Tai Chi crap don't work. And unfortunately, I said, are you ready? And yeah, he ended up unconscious almost. So yeah, he's wishing bad things for me now, because when I was teaching martial arts long time ago, I used to do the Tai Chi, and he's unfortunately somebody that I taught that hasn't gotten over that yet.
Apparently, he tossed you over his hip, which doesn't sound very right at all. Like a baby back pig.
Yeah, well, that must have been while he was unconscious that he was dreaming about that. Don't make me there were eyewitnesses to that, but boy.
Apparently, Sobonim wants to see that, or saw that. I don't know if he's talking about the movie or like that the Tool saw. I don't know what he wants to hack off of you.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the Sobonim. That's one of the stories that I actually told you about. One of those people about a year and a half ago that I had to deal with under those special conditions, and yeah. So yeah, that happened. I told you the story, and there's your proof to it, because that gentleman's calling in, voicing his how much he'd like to see me get that same treatment myself. But absolutely. So let me see what we got here. So you're not able to get the voice calls in, Johnny?
Well, I'm able to, but they're not talking to us. I can go ahead and bring a buddy of mine down who's watching the show and have him join us in the chat if you want.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question. I can do this real easy, because thanks for having backup support. Sean, are you there? Sean, you are there. That's wonderful. Now, can you hit your left talk button so you can be on the air and voice your opinion from a 16-year-old's perspective, instead of me talking to you on a cell phone live?
Okay, I'm gonna try. Ready?
Yes. Show them that Donahue spirit there, son.
Hello.
Hello! Hello!
Did he accomplish it?
He did! Unfortunately, he sounds like a stuck pig.
That's a Donahue trait. Don't worry about it. They're sticking us wherever we go.
All right, so the question to you is, Guard Dog, what is your opinion on gun control from a young son of a bitch's perspective?
Well, I'd have to say it is a pretty good idea if you are one of those people who like to drink and shoot. Because, you know, you got those people who are just like, I'm going to go get drunk before I shoot. And then, like, you got those people that they get really drunk and then they go and they decide to get dressed in some retarded-looking suit. And then you got the people who get the guns. And what I think is hilarious about that is some random person could just one day decide, I want to dress up like a reindeer. And then, boom. Good night.
Now, I'm wondering where you got the idea of reindeer from.
He's a Donahue. He can't help it. We come up with very odd ideas. But ask Sean at what age. I've got people that are in the chat room are also trying to hit my phone right now. Ask Sean, because I can't really make out everything he's saying, but ask Sean, what age did I start training him and his brothers and sisters on the gun? Ask him what age that I put a gun in his hand and trained him to use it.
All right, you hear that there, Guard Dog?
Yes, I do.
All right, what's your answer?
Well, I would have to say it was like 10, I believe, 10.
That's about right. Probably. Well, actually, yeah, from anywhere from 8 to 10. But at the age of 12, I put a Remington 87-16 in his hands, took him to the range. I also gave him my Colt 45 to shoot. Right, Sean?
Yes.
And we'd go out to the range and show them real target shooting.
You didn't send him snipe hunting, did you?
Yes, I did.
Give them the story. Give them the story of snipe hunting before you go into that.
All right. Well, my son from New York, Timmy, Big Timmy. Well, yeah, that's a matter of
Tim.
yeah, it's Timmy too. He came out from New York with his friends and had never been out here to the country. So, you know, and they wanted to do this to Dad, and you know, so Dad was like, well, what you really need to do is go Skype hunting.
Not Skype, snipe with an N.
Snipe hunting. And I said, yeah. I was like, yeah, these little snipes, they're very small birds that blend into the surrounding. You can barely see them. They're a flightless bird, so they're very easy to catch, just very hard to see. You know, and I gave him everything he needed to go snipe hunting. And make a long story short, after about an hour and a half, he figured out there was no such thing as snipe. But watching him from up in the air on my deck was quite humorous. I enjoyed it.
I think it's funny. You only got me for 30 minutes, and for 20 of those 30 minutes, I was out there putzing around instead of looking.
It's just fun, you know. If it's stupid, I enjoy doing it to other people so they can realize, you know, you can get a laugh. Everything doesn't have to be so serious, and sometimes stupidity can be funny and really endorse some really good memories. Look at the memories I've given you, John.
The witch's house. Tell them about the witch's house. Tiny Tim is going to be mad as hell with you, but you have to say it. Please.
Okay. Now these things, like I said, this is a little off the subject of the gun control where we were, and not about Google Glasses, but this is just a random story. This is how we operate here. I'm going back to the chat room, too, to see if anyone's bringing up any new ideas.
They're saying that you're stupid.
No, it says, if it's stupid but it works, it's not stupid. Thank you, Psycho16.
I think he's talking about me there, not you.
Oh, whatever. Oy vey. That's great. And now we have a guy out here that thinks he speaks Yiddish, and he says, oh, my God, in Yiddish. But anyway, let's get on to this random story. My son, who's 6'5", about 300 pounds, big boy, I told him I live remotely in the woods of Indiana, and there was a trailer up at the top of the hill that had been abandoned. And to keep the kids, you know, the smaller kids away from it, I would tell them, you know, it's the witch's house, stay away from it, you know, and tell them all the stories to scare the hell out of them so they wouldn't go near the damn thing. Well, that didn't work on my 26-year-old son. I think he was 26 at the time or 25 at the time, but still a very big boy. And I had told him, I was like, if you don't believe it's a witch's house, I had happened to look into the windows of this trailer one day, and there was a big, what looked like book, and it said, Witches, Concoctions, and Spells on the binder, and it looked like a 100-year-old book at least. And, I just kept that in the memory banks and, so you could see it plain as day through the window. So I brought my son up there, he's like, witches, why do you call it the witch's house? And I pointed out the book through the window, in which he was like, that's really cool. I'd really like to have that book. And I was like, yeah, you don't want to be messing with this place, So later that night, after we'd been drinking around the campfire on the side of the house, about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, he decides he's going to take one of my hammers out of the toolbox and go up to this trailer and take a look firsthand at this book. So he goes, and the trailer happens to be open. So he goes in. Now, there's not a light anywhere around, nowhere in sight. You have moonlight basically out there. And now all of a sudden, now this isn't his words, he says, all of a sudden, he's in the trailer and he's looking around, he's got his back to the book, and he's got the hammer in his hand, and that's when all the memories of childhood comes flooding to you. And he says, in his mind, he's like, there's no such thing as witches or ghosts or anything like that. And he turns around to grab the book and by accident flips open the cover, in which he hears, Happy Halloween. It turns out that it was a prop for Halloween. He didn't know that. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. He's already scared to shit. He takes the hammer and then goes to taking apart the kitchen cabinets, front door, and comes screaming down my driveway, which is about 150 feet long, in which he relayed the story to me, and I just rolled on the floor laughing because I knew that it was a Halloween prop, and I'd set him up for the fall, and he took the bait, and it's nothing like watching a man that's, like I said, about 6'5", 300 pounds, running down your driveway like Baby Huey screaming.
Well, he's not 300 pounds anymore. He has lost a lot of weight.
Yes, he has lost a lot of weight, and congratulations for that.
Now I call him Miniature Twinkie.
Yeah. Don't say Twinkie. You'll send him running to the box.
Oh, man. It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
Oh, that's not, look, they're even chatting in the chat room. Why don't we go back and join? Does anyone out there have anything that they want to go before we go to the next subject so we can stay with the topic? Now, relating to that story, I make you bet he'd wish he'd had a gun. So that's where we can play the gun control in there. And I wish he had been wearing the Google glasses, because I would have loved to have had that on videotape.
Apparently, I'm playing with my pussy.
Great, we're doing that on air again, huh? We're definitely going to have to knock this up to an R rating.
Well, you were talking about the witch's house. And my cat kept jumping on me, so I kind of just picked her up and went, meow, 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 meow.
Okay, all right. See, this is where I get the audience daring me. You won't talk about that. I won't talk about what? Yeah, uh-huh.
You won't. What subject?
What happens when you use bleach and access? See, that's wrong turn. Okay. Yeah, I know what that means, wrong turn. The rest of the audience don't. I was cleaning out a very, very restricted area space-wise, and there was no ventilation. I'm sitting there cleaning with bleach to the point that I basically passed out, and he had to get me oxygen, and at that point, he almost passed out. Hey, not everybody is the smartest guy in the world, and at least I was trying to be hygienic.
All right, so Sabanam says you won't talk about gun control.
I'm sorry, does
he asked about the magazine size.
Okay, well, what about the magazine size? What is the issue about his See, he has that small man complex.
Well, you see, earlier he was asking about what we thought of the clip sizes and mandatory things, what you think they might be, and he suggested 5 rounds, 5-shot clips.
No. I want more than that. I'm comfortable with a minimum of 6. But it would be nice to have, 15, that'd be nice. You know, and if you're good with a gun, been trained with a gun, 15 is quite applicable, and you keep an extra clip along, you know, next to you. That's I always had multiple clips, so you know, to me, having, you know, how many bullets I had, you know, it was easy to slap that right in, so it wasn't that big an issue for me. You know, I guess if you're a crappy shot like Sabanim is, because I have been out shooting with him and made him look like a girly man.
Hello, it's a girly man.
My God, I've got multiple boxes opening up here for questions. Those on Facebook, go to the Twitch TV. I'd really appreciate it, so I'm not having to open all these extra boxes.
Okay, Zirko, our idea about Obama, if you want to know what we think about Obama, check out our earlier episodes. We went into him in depth and on 2 of them. So if you want to know, you can check back either on Twitch or on our YouTube, which is youtube.com/WackyTabackyTV, and we have all of our past episodes on that YouTube channel.
Yeah, you know what, John? No, they were very. We were kind of bopping around because of where we were with everything, and we only hit that shortly. But if they have a question, you know, we did agree to, you know, go by their questions. This show is run by our viewers, you know, so what the viewers want to know, let's go. Yeah, Obama is a dangerous man because our amendments are under question, and he's trying to get rid of the Second Amendment, or at least neuter it. So, yeah, you know, the president is a very dangerous man. He was also, for those listeners that aren't aware, since you want to talk about Obama, at least one of, is that President Obama was basically had to hand in his law license or basically go to jail, and also, as well, not go to jail, but undergo charges in which they would have just taken it away from him anyway. And the same goes for his wife. So both of them are basically washed up lawyers and attorneys that were doing the wrong thing, became under investigation, and they were going to lose their licenses anyway. And I mean, if you're an attorney that's, you know, dishonest and have a bad reputation, you really have no other choice but to run for the presidency.
All right, so you're reading the chat, right? So I don't have to relay all of this.
Yeah. Sabanim asks, is that woman senator wants to take away all firearms? Well, here's the thing that I have a problem with our current government is, unfortunately, most people that are in a senatorial or a gubernatorial or a presidential position are attorneys. I mean, I'll go out and I'll get back to you on the next show because I've got too many boxes open, too many things happening, which is great. I'm happy that we're having this interaction. But I'll go out there and I'll find out for you what percentage of our political body are actual legal attorneys and which one are fired attorneys that have lost their law licenses, and find out the overall number of how many in our current system are attorneys or have been attorneys. So I'll get you an overall number. Does that sound fair?
Sounds fair to me. Okay, so everybody who's watching this, if you hear a randomly occurring smacking sound, I'm hitting my computer to reset my fan. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Zirko wants to know if we can talk about your smoking hot son.
That's because Zirko is my smoking hot son.
That's kind of disturbing. Why would he want to talk about himself? His twin doesn't know about this?
All right. You know, I hate really going from subject to subject. Can Sean voice in again? I want Sean to, Sean, because I asked Sean, you know, do you have any ideas, you know, on something you'd like to discuss on the show? And he brought something very disturbing to my attention, was something called the Blue People, which you can look up on Google. I forget the name of the family.
The Blue Man Group?
No, dude, that's what I thought. They did come up on the same page, though. No, it's called the Blue People.
Apparently Sabanim thinks I'm gay.
No, but with a three-syllable name like Sabanim, you got to worry about him and him talking about his... Oh, the Fugates. There you go. Yes, the Fugates. Yes. and they are from Kentucky, and they've been inbreeding amongst the family for so long that and in West Virginia, that their skin has actually turned blue. So not only do we have, the Homo sapiens species on the face of the earth, we now have actually once again gone into science fiction and made science fiction come true to life, because we have now reanimated the Smurfs.
And we actually got their sizes right this time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Zirko says, "No, I'm not your son, nor am I gay. I just know he's cool." And I'm thinking he means the KNOW. I made this point the first time.
Oh, it looks like we're having a pylon on the chat room, and everyone is kicking Sabanim's ass. This is very fun.
I love it.
It turns out to be a pigment disorder in the genes. Hey, whatever you care to believe is wonderful. I read several different articles, and I'm still on the edge about that. But I really think that the cross and inbreeding had something to do with it. No one's going to talk me out of that until they close the forum on that one. But yeah, I'm starting to wonder about that.
Okay, so Sabanim thinks they're aliens.
Sabanim thinks everyone is an alien, and I'm beginning to think that Sabanim is possibly an alien.
All right, so let's take a quick commercial break with our good friend Elmo. Okay?
Yes.
Timmy,
Elmo,
if you would like to get him, on call, please.
I'm trying to. Hold on. Yeah. Yes, Elmo.
Yes, hello?
Yeah, Elmo. I don't know if you've listened tonight. Show. You've been listening?
Yeah, I've been listening. It's really funny.
Yeah. That's fantastic. You know, Elmo, I'm still a little upset because you still have not told me how I do get to Sesame Street, but we'll get on about that later. What do you think about...
We don't let white people in here.
You don't let white people in there? You got to be blue, right?
No, you have to be red like me.
Oh, okay. That's great. Yeah, I understand the Elmo, before they released it from the factory, what did they have to give the Tickle Me Elmo doll before it left the factory?
I don't really like to say this, but...
Well, come on. The audience needs to know that the products that they get are tested, and what they did with the Tickle Me Elmo is they gave you 2 test tickles, right?
They touched me in bad places.
Yes, I know. Well, we'll talk about that another time.
But what do you... I saw you there! You did it to me!
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to embarrass you. We will get you help. Oh, God, I got people out there asking for the emu. And there are several...
I'm not the emu. I'm Elmo. Emu's my cousin. He's on registry.
I understand that, Elmo. They're talking about another character, somewhat like yourself, that is not as well-skinned as you. But we will try to get the emu in on other shows. But, Elmo, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude to you. So what do you think of gun control, Elmo? Do they have gun control on Sesame Street?
Well, it depends on what you consider gun control. If you mean the Grouch can't come out of his trash can and flash everybody, then yeah, we have some pretty strict laws.
That's good. That's good. Why, is the Grouch a problem with a gun?
Yeah, I mean, he keeps trying to kiss the big bird. I don't like it. And Bert and Ernie keep trying to get into his can.
Yeah, well, we all, hey, look, ever since Bert and Ernie got married, we also know that there's something else going on there. I think that's why you guys were taken off the air.
Well, I wasn't taken off the air. I just got put on the shelf.
Well, I'm talking about Sesame Street in general, Elmo.
Oh, yeah. I hated that show. I really did.
You know, I understand. I hate this show, but yes, yet
no,
I'm
not your show. Sesame Street. Your show's amazing.
This one's meant. Thank you, Elmo. I really, really appreciate that. Well, we'll get back to you later on, or possibly on another show, because Elmo is a special guest that we always like to have on. And Elmo, I want to thank you for your time and input, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's get back to Wacky Tabacky and be a little bit more serious now.
And we're back.
There we go.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to that very, very special interview with this random guy here and our good friend Elmo.
Elmo, absolutely love Elmo. Okay, look, I've got there's like 4 or 5 people about emu. Okay, I'm going to give you emu totally stripped down. Yes, you. Yeah. Well, emu is a professional poker player. Has won on the poker circuit many times. Yeah, I know. Stop. But Emu is known by some of the viewers out there. He does not have his costume on. He is in the nude. Stop
I don't
laughing.
like it when people are in the nude on my show. Please.
Yes, so can you please stay? That's why we don't have Emu on the show.
He's not as nice as Elmo is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. There's several people that know Emu and Mr. Emu, Mr. Emu and Mrs. Emu, and they're just very, very hard to contain. So I usually don't use them as guests, even though they do have quite a varied way of voicing their opinions, usually on my head. But yeah.
All right, so there's one more thing that I wanted to bring up before we bring our show to a close. One last final topic to get you guys thinking for the next episode, and
I know you're cueing that music.
Well, not for another 9 minutes. We still got 9 minutes.
Okay, excuse me. I have someone that just doesn't know how to stay to the chat room. But go ahead. You're on the air live.
Damn it, Gary, get on the chat.
No, this is Forrest.
I'm going to shoot you, Forrest, and it's not going to be in the butt.
Okay. Lieutenant Dan told me about your old show, and I wanted to come up and watch you guys and everything.
Thank you, Forrest.
I do know that Lieutenant Dan can't make it because he's out shrimp boating with Bubba, and I just got a tweet a while ago that some big old white shark snatched his new titanium legs, and now he's running around all over the deck real bumpy and upset because he can't make it to the show and talk to Justice because he loves justice and everything. And I just wanted to let you guys know I'm a big fan of you all.
Thank you, Forrest. Thank you, Forrest. We appreciate that.
You're most welcome. And then you tell my little buddy Elmo hi, because whenever he giggles when I'm in bed and asleep, he's between my never mind. I don't want to talk about that.
All right. Thank you, Forrest, and let me get back on the air, and I appreciate it. Hey, look at that. Everybody out there knew exactly who you were, Forrest. You're a big star.
Well, I don't know much about that, but I do know a lot about that love boy. That's all I got to say about that.
All right. Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, that was Forrest Gump calling in live. Like I said, we have just some talented people out there.
Apparently, Wrong Turn is surprised that I knew what Forrest Gump was.
I'm telling you, staying with this tonight, I am glad that I fastened my seatbelt because tonight was a little bit faster ride. This is more what I was anticipating. Was a good show where there was some interaction and we could actually talk about some subjects, have some fun. And somebody up there said, yeah, I heard Big Bird died in an accident. Yeah, that's tragic. But yeah, we have a real varied group out there, and I love talking to all of them. That's great.
All right, so first things first, Timmy, I don't need to know what you do wanting a faster ride, okay? I don't want to know what kind of seatbelts you putting on. I don't want to know.
50 years old, man. I got to hang on tight, you know?
Oh, okay. So the final...
That didn't even sound right. Wait, let me reverse.
He sounded like the Big Lebowski.
No, man, I have to kind of talk like this, man, you know, because...
Hey, come on, man. Double rainbow all the way.
What was I talking about, man?
I think forgot. You were talking about that dumbass Sabanama.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I can't even pronounce that.
I can't pronounce it. What the hell is your name? Sabanim? Sabanim?
Sabanim. Oh my God, no! That's
okay. So let's hurry up and get on this topic and talk a little bit about it before we have to shut down the show.
Shoot.
So,
not literally. I know we're talking gun control, but when I say shoot, that's not literal.
Don't worry, I'll have my cat do it. It'll be fine. I can't
Great.
get arrested if it's feline assault.
That's all we need is pussy shots. Go ahead.
Okay. The last topic I wanted to do for you guys, to get you guys thinking and ready for Wednesday's show at 9 p.m. Eastern, is I want you guys to think about how our country is today and think about how we were standing 150 years ago.
Think about the 60s, man. The 60s when we made changes. The 70s when we stood up and put it to the man.
Okay, no. Think about it 150 years ago, how our society was, how we were a calm, collected people who wasn't begrudged, and we were trying to get away from all of the tyranny and everything else that we were forced upon.
Okay, and you know what? That'll be an interesting conversation because that's your point of view. In my point of view, since we've been in this country, we've always been begrudging something, whether it's been religion, slavery, rights, whatever. You know, I mean, we've always been fighting something. It's just war. You know, it's just that during each time, people stood up, and here we are in 2012, and people don't want to come together like we did in the past. And the only way you're going to overcome an issue is by sticking together. You know, e pluribus unum, it's on your currency. You know what it means, e pluribus unum? Out of many comes one. So in other words, if we all mass together, we can overcome whatever the situation may be.
Okay, Sabanum has a really good point here. He said, if we had the founding farters here, they would find out the bomb and light the fuse.
I agree.
I don't know why we need the founding farters. And what are the three Scrooges for? We don't need the three Scrooges for this.
Well, from what I understand, he's been working on a big pot of chili. So right now in his current situation, it is the founding farters.
Okay, okay. Well, let's wrap this up here. We got time for maybe 2 or 3 more questions, maybe. So if you guys hurry up and send in your questions right now, we can get them in before the show is over. And I can't look at this chat. I can't. It's making my eyes bleed.
I'm telling you, it's going a mile a minute. I do want to give a special thanks to my son, Sean Donahue, for taking his time and getting brave and getting on the air. Love you, Sean. Great work. He was out of Pennsylvania. And, they're trying...
Okay, let's talk about the dumb and the smart Calebs. Let's make that the ending note of the show.
Guard dog, you asked for it. You said talk about us. Here it comes. John, pick it up where I left off by not by numbering them.
All right, so Caleb number 1. David Pettit!
When weighing in at 150 pounds, standing at 6 foot tall, mentally retarded from the day he was born.
And I give you Caleb number 1, the stupid
That
Caleb.
is Caleb number 1.
The stupid Caleb. Caleb number 2 is known as the smart Caleb, the one who actually knows where to find the left control button. I'm telling you,
as you guys know, this is all in good fun. We love you all. This is all in joking and laughing and good spirits, so don't take anything on this show personal at any time.
Caleb 1 was having trouble finding out where his mouse was. I told him not to look in the hole in the wall.
Yeah, I know. He kept asking you to jam your cat through the damn screen. That really scared the hell out of me.
You guys are badass. Ha. My ass is actually very nice, thank you.
We're not going to get onto that subject. Don't make me get Elmo back on.
I don't think Elmo wants to be back on. I mean, with the way that Sabanum is talking, I don't.
Okay, I am 180. That's scary.
What?
What does that mean? He turns around to take it in the back also? Does he understand what that term means?
Can I talk for... No, you can't talk for a second. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. Yes, I'm from Arizona.
I like Twinkie bikinis. I love some of these stuff that are coming through. And I thought I was warped, and now I'm actually seeing that I understand why these people are watching our
cat in the screen, the cat in the camera, cat in the wardrobe. The Lion, the Cat, and the Wardrobe. All right, so we're going to be closing it down. This is the end of the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Everybody, we can't express enough how much this means to us, you guys tuning in every day. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. If you go to our YouTube, WackyTabackyTV, same thing as our Facebook. You can click the follow button on our Twitch, just above Timmy's face. And the subscribe button still above his face. I don't know why you have everything above your face. It's weird. Anyway.
Hey, I'm important. Like, that's how I roll, dog. Okay? But there are questions coming in, and I promise you people, your questions about the governor and talk about Caleb's top drawer and everything else, we will bring that up on Wednesday's show as it continues.
Bring it up with us. Remind us of these questions, and we will bring them in. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and you guys have a God-blessed evening.
And I'm waiting for that music going out. Thank you all.
See you later, everybody.